Coalition for Truth and Justice has strongly challenged the existence of the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council and dismissed claims by Prince Adeniyi Adeyemi as its Director General, describing the entity as lacking any legal foundation. At a press conference in Abuja, the coalition demanded that the federal government immediately shut down the controversial council before it is used to perpetrate further scams, while expressing anger over what it described as attempts to pressure and embarrass senior officers, including the Chief of Staff to the President, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, following his public disclaimer. The coalition noted that despite Adeyemi's persistent claims, the Chief of Staff had categorically stated that the Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council does not exist under the current administration and that no such appointment was made.
Another disturbing gap is the absence of any credible public report that PFIPC members were sworn in or inaugurated. Government councils, board committees, and commissions of serious public significance are ordinarily inaugurated in a manner that leaves public record. There are statements, photographs, official lists, speeches, membership details, as well as mandates and institutional references. So, where an entity claims to carry the authority of the presidency, Nigerians are entitled to ask when it was inaugurated, who administered the process, who attended, and also what mandate was read out, and where, or rather where the official record that which can be inspected. The reported appearance of PFIPC, or the Combined Presidential Economic Advisory Council / Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council in the 2026 budget, is perhaps the most disturbing element of this matter. The national budget is not supposed to be a dumping ground for ghost entities. It is the financial expression of government policy prepared through defined executive processes and approved by legislatures. If an entity that the presidency says does not exist can appear in the budget, then Nigerians are entitled to ask how many other questionable bodies may have been inserted into public financial documents or finance documents, as the case may be. This raises issues beyond Prince Adeyemi. It raises questions for the budget office of the Federation. It raises questions for the officials who prepared, processed, defended, or reviewed the relevant budget entries. It also raises questions for legislative committees that examine the appropriation proposals. It raises questions as well for those responsible for verifying agencies and expenditure lines under the presidency. Going further, it raises questions for the budget office of the Federation. Notwithstanding, the Coalition for Truth and Justice does not accept the argument that budgetary appearances alone proves legitimacy. If anything, the opposite may be the truth. If a body without lawful establishment appears in the budget, that appearance is not a proof of legal status. It is evidence of a possible breakdown in due process. It suggests manipulation, collusion, and negligence, with a strong possibility that someone attempted to convert a non-existent or an irregular structure into beneficiary of public funds. That is why the matter must be investigated immediately and also transparently. Questions that must be answered and that are pertinent at this juncture, I number them. 1. Where is the Federal Government Gazette notice establishing PFIPC? If it exists, it should be published immediately. If it does not exist, Nigerians must be told clearly that the entity has no lawful foundation. Number 2, when is the appointment letter of Prince Adeniyi Adeyemi? Or where is it rather? Who issued it? Was it issued by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation or through any recognized channel? If no such letter exists, on what basis has he allegedly represented himself as the head of the presidential body in question? Number 3, Were members of PFIPC even sworn in or inaugurated? If yes, when, where, and whom? If not, how can a council claim operational legitimacy without formal inauguration? Number 4, how did the name PFIPC or combined PEAC/PFIPC entry appear in the 2026 budget? It's a heavy question that needs to be answered. Was it initiated, or who initiated this entry? Who validated it? Who defended it? And also, who approved the personnel overhead or capital estimate reportedly attached to it? Number 5, did PFIPC open or attempt to open any public account, including treasury single account, related account, ordinarily or domiciliary account, or any other account connected to government finance? It's a question. If such account exists, who authorized them, and under what legal instrument? The question goes on and on. Number 6, how much money has been released, drawn, spent, pledged, transferred, or otherwise committed in the name of PFIPC? It's another question. If so, who received it? Who approved it? And who or what was it used for? Number 7, are there persons within the budget office, the presidency, the civil service, the finance system, or any other institution who assisted the insertion, processing, or presentation of PFIPC as though it were a legitimate body? Number 8, has any attempt been made to use allegations, threats, embarrassment, or public pressure to force the chief of staff or any other senior officials to reverse a disclaimer and legitimize PFIPC after the fact? If such pressure exists, it must be exposed. And also, number 9, how many other questionable bodies, councils, panels, committees, or agencies may be sitting inside government records, budget lines, or administrative files without lawful creations? So these are pertinent questions that Nigerians must know as we ask. Now, our demands. In view of the seriousness of these questions, which we just outlined from number 1 to 9, the Coalition for Truth and Justice makes the following demands, and I also itemize them by numbering. Number 1, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should immediately order a full investigation into the origin, as well as the status, activities, budgetary treatment, and financial dealings of PFIPC and any related entity operating under similar names. Number 2, the investigation should identify every person who participated in presenting, inserting, processing, or defending PFIPC as a government-recognized structure, whether within or outside the public service. Number 3, as we go on with our demands, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation should issue a formal public clarification on whether any appointment letter was issued to Prince Adeniyi Adeyemi or any other person in relation to PFIPC. Number 4, as we move on, the federal government should publish within a reasonable and urgent time frame any legal instrument, gazette notice, executive approval, or administrative record that establishes PFIPC. If none exists, it should say no plainly and direct all institutions to create recognition of the body.